what the salespeople are doing. Yeah, no underwriter, no whatever. So those people will work, yes, in the process to ensure that service is delivered. But who is going to this client? Who is keeping that relationship? It is always the salespeople. And so it's very important that we don't just present, but we end up closing. And closing is the ultimate aim. Remember, your effort is not rewarded by just presenting. It is by getting the deal, by getting that sale. That is a show that you did a good job in presentation. You've handled the questions well or the objections. And so this is a natural outcome of the process. If you don't close, somebody else is going to close for you, because now you've made this person ready. And this ready prospect will only need somebody who knows how to close, and you will have lost the deal. And that is why I think the Bible says that some people reap where they did not sow. Yeah, somebody did the plowing and everybody else. Then someone comes and reaps. Or they harvested the crops or the vineyard. They did not plant. But you are the one planting, then you don't, because you are not skilled. Now, let me just ask, anybody with any style how they normally do their closing, or who would like to share? How do you usually close? How do you usually ask them to buy? What is your formula? Working the ideas we can make use of. If you see this image, it's about signing. Yeah, that is a deal. You can assume consent. For example, you are called and you've done your presentation, and when you go through yesterday's discussion, you'll get what we mean by yes, yes, yes. They've been yes, yes, yes throughout. Oh, I believe you'd like to maximize the value of this building by extending this kitchen to come up with this. Ah, that's beautiful. Yeah, so you come up with value add, you come up with some creativity in your presentation. So basically what I'm saying is you answer a question and ask, which one would you prefer? Because instead of recommending for them, I think yellow is good for you, maybe it's not. And what if it's not? They would feel like, are you serious? What makes you believe so? So all that you're asking is, which one would you prefer? Yeah, we have this, we have this, we have this. Somebody chooses. You are already on that track of yes, yes, yes. Yeah. So and then by the end of the day, you ask them, well, now this is the price. And the other thing, I think that is also part of what we're going to discuss, is creating an agency. For example, you can create a promotion. You see, you can create a promotion. If we have something running this week, if you pick it right now, you're going to get this particular discount, or you're going to get this particular extra item, maybe a key holder, maybe a t-shirt, maybe something, so that it can be bought that particular time. Or if you buy two of them, I'm giving you this particular discount, something like that. So these are things that you can always try. Well, there is no one fits all generally. And you will realize that most times they will actually work with a number of people. And if somebody has a concern, we are going to learn about that in the next section, where we are talking about handling objections. In John's scenario, it would be like, which one suits you best? Would you like funding, or you'd like to pay upfront. Somebody asks, what's the difference? Then you explain, if you get a funding, this is what commitment is required. If you are funding it, this is what is required. Which one would work for you best? You're leading people towards the end, because if you give choices and then you keep quiet, one, they can say, thank you for information, let me go and think about it, let me go and consult. Remember, you are there as the consultant, you are there as the expert, you are the person to help them to make a decision. And this is where you can bring from your experience. From my experience, this one has always worked better for people, or many of my clients prefer this. Yeah, I see a lot of people coming for this and this. I don't know whether that would also be your case. And then they say, oh, by the way, this one works better. This one might. You are giving information. You are giving information and guiding them and asking them so that they move towards a particular direction. Yeah, they can point you towards the direction they want. If you just give information, okay, which varieties do you have? And then you mention this, and this, and then you keep quiet. It might end there. They start imagining, so which one is good for me? Great. The other thing that we talk about here, and I said we are just sampling a few, is that we started by saying that our intention is to become sales professionals and not just salespeople. And we started by saying that we are champions for our customers, knowing that it is our customers who feed us. We are not champions for somebody else. We are their advocates. We want to be on their side. And if you remember yesterday when we were talking about even the presentation, we want to be really on their side. And we want to feel and empathize with them. And when they see us as people to be trusted, they will be able to tell us more, confide in us more, and willing to buy from us, refer others to us, and even come back for another sale. Let me give you a good example. I just told you people, I think it was yesterday, about this mentee of mine, also a client whom I met in Kajiado, who had been sent lots of stuff by somebody else whom she didn't trust. And so when we talked, she bought a lot of things from me. You see, when I talked to her and even gave her the prices, and these are standard prices anyway, she was telling me that, you see, for example, this one, the other person was asking me 1,000 shillings more. This one, it was charging this much. This one, and I realized that through that alone, we were able to even strike a rapport. I was being more trusted. Another time for our building, we wanted to make there was a gate we were making for some water treatment room, and we got some quotes from welders. And if you check the way they quote, this metal is this much, this metal is this much, and by the end of the day you realize this one is quoted much more. These materials they don't cost this much. If we go to the market, we will get them cheaply, at a cheaper rate. And by the end of the day, you realize that who is honest and who is not honest. When it comes, for example, to building industry, you will talk about the cost of cement, the cost of this. These are things that people know and they can always cross-reference. When we prove that we are beyond reproach, they will want to do more business with us. And enough of the people I've worked with, even when I was doing construction.
And the happy one, before they die, will have spoken to 10.
Yeah, so they speak to much less because they are satisfied unless somebody asks them. But the other one is proactive with information, just looking for somebody to tell. Yeah, if you are thinking about solar, don't even try those people. there is this guy who came in. No. I'm at whether it's the bags or the house, that guy did for me renovation. After a few weeks, everything started cracking. Yeah, it was a good bargain, but no. They know how to talk. They will convince you, but don't. You see, there is nowhere you will go. So let's be people who sell integrity, And this is where, by the way, insurance agents also make mistakes. Yeah, they do not want to see the long term. If you are attached to a certain company, next time somebody is looking for you, nowadays wherever, this person whom you signed is now following up on the same things you promised. And you see now that when you've got to go to the company, it's now not me anymore. No, build good relationship. Remember, we said it is nowadays relationship selling, not transactional. Thank you. I'd like us to take just 5 minutes break. Time imeenda sana. Just 5 minutes break, then we see how far we can do. That is up to, and here we're going to talk just about the generic formula that can work in many cases. We may touch a few types of objections, and perhaps some questions may arise. One is why we get objections. Objections mean either we did not do a good job at the beginning of creating the rapport, being known, liked, and trusted. So distrust will cause this. And so we've presented a very good solution, but I don't trust you, and therefore I don't even trust what you are telling me. It looks good, but I need to think twice. And that's why if we do our job well from the beginning, like we said on Tuesday, because people buy us before they buy from us. If they've not bought us for whichever reason, they're not going to buy from us. And that's why you cannot do these things in isolation. You are very good at presentation and closing, but you've not done your homework in being this person with a pleasing personality, in being known, liked, and trusted, then you're not going to sell. Poor presentation. If you rush us, you do not do a good job in the presentation. By the way, the poorer the presentation, the more the objections, because the more will be the questions to be asked. And how do we handle them? First is to clarify the source of objection. And this is where you do what we call in communication active listening. You ask for clarification. If I get it clearly, it seems like the only concern you have is the initial investment. Otherwise, everything else you are clear and you understand the various benefits. If he or she says yes, that's my only area of concern. Now you've isolated it. You've clarified it. You now are good about it, and you can isolate the objection. Is it coming from, is it that the guy can't afford it, or he feels like there is no value for it? If you are